Welcome back, wrestling fans, to a brand new Round 2 Wrestling Podcast here on the 13th of December, 2023. For those of you tuning in for the first time, I'm your host with the most wrestling information, SlimmDa KID, and we are not going to delay any further. We have foregone the pomp and circumstance, and we are going to jump right into this information-stuffed Round 2 Wrestling. So, next up, Round 1, this is the Pro Wrestling Rumor Mill. Here we go. Okada's New Japan contract is up at the end of January, and he is, quote, seriously entertaining, end quote, signing with WWE or AEW, reports Sports Illustrated. Speaking of Sports Illustrated's Justin Barrasso believes AEW, quote, may be a better fit, end quote, for Okada due to their relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling, and because their schedule would allow him to continue living in Japan. But WWE is very interested and can offer bigger stages like WrestleMania. WWE's Jey Uso's Yeet shirt was blurred out on Raw, and WrestleVotes posted that because of trademark issues, quote, the word and merchandising will no longer be associated with Uso going forward, end quote. SE Scoops reports a wrestler from West Virginia named Casey Huffman filed a trademark on Yeet in 2021. WrestleNomics covered a conference call in which TKO COO Mark Shapiro seemed to hint that WWE house shows could be cut back in the future. Sources told Sports Illustrated that Vince McMahon has no plans to leave WWE/TKO and, quote, still wields great power in the company, end quote. As for McMahon selling nearly $700 million worth of TKO stock, Sports Illustrated says he needed to be more liquid, but it's not clear what the cash is for. Fightful also says that AEW's Jack Perry is no longer under suspension. That news came on the same day, multiple sites reported on Perry's filing a trademark for Jungle Boy. Fightful Select heard that AEW star Kyle O'Reilly has been backstage as of late, and it looks like he could return to AEW TV sooner rather than later. Regarding Vince McMahon's current role within WWE, Dave Meltzer claims that Vince is, quote, not making the final decisions on anything, actually, end quote. That includes Vince's previous rule about not advertising on WWE ring mats, which is now, quote, thrown out. Following up on the story of Andrade El Idolo's AEW contract expiring soon, Wrestling Observer Live's Brian Alvarez confidently stated, quote, this guy wants to go back to WWE and his wife, end quote. According to Fightful, Deonna Purrazzo will become a free agent on January 1st, 2024, and she wants to explore her wrestling options. That draws to a conclusion, Round 1, and there is plenty of head-scratchers and what-ifs to think about for the next week or so. Let's keep this party going right along into Round 2, Pro Wrestling News. Alrighty. The WWE MLW antitrust lawsuit ends with a settlement.
That's fucking stupid!
Major League Wrestling originally filed the lawsuit last year before it was amended in March. The suit had several allegations against WWE, starting with WWE violating the Sherman Antitrust Act in the U.S. market for pro wrestling content. It was alleged WWE's deal with Peacock contributed to its antitrust case because it kept non-WWE wrestling content off the service, including reels. No official word as to what the settlement includes at the time of this broadcast. One of the most decorated junior heavyweights of all time has joined TNA.
You what?
It was announced today that Kushida has signed a TNA wrestling contract. The 40-year-old Kushida most recently competed for Impact this September, wrestling at Victory Road 2023 and the 1000th episode of Impact. Kushida is a 6-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion and 3-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. Current WWE Champion's contract set to expire in a few months.
It's fucking stupid.
Current WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, among several others, have their current WWE contracts set to expire in the following months. Rollins became the face of WWE Raw after winning the World Heavyweight title at Night of Champions against AJ Styles. Rollins is said to be well-liked and respected within WWE, making it pretty clear that WWE will offer him a new deal sooner rather than later. AEW wrestler agrees to deal with CMLL.
It's fucking stupid.
Andrade El Idolo will be making his first appearance for CMLL in nearly 8 years at Friday's event in Mexico City at Arena Mexico. According to a report from the Wrestling Observer, the deal is for a total of 5 dates. Additionally, it was noted that El Idolo was in talks with AAA prior to agreeing to work with CMLL instead. Grandchild of wrestling legend Stu Hart scheduled for court hearing.
It's fucking stupid.
Teddy Hart, the nephew of Bret and Owen Hart, is slated for a court hearing tomorrow, Thursday, December the 14th at 8:30 a.m. in Titusville, Florida, in regard to his July 15th arrest on charges of possession of MDMA, or ecstasy, and possession of a controlled substance without prescription, each of which are third-degree felonies in the state of Florida. It should be noted that this is not Hart's first issue with the law. A missing persons report involving Hart has never been resolved. Samantha Fiddler traveled internationally with Hart before she was abandoned in Florida, allegedly Hart taking her passport with him. Fiddler later disappeared and to date has never been found or heard from. She has been missing since 2016. That draws to a conclusion round 2 in pro wrestling news. We're going to move right into round 3 title matches. However, warning, this next segment may contain spoilers, including MLW one-shot pay-per-view results, Impact Final Resolution pay-per-view results, NXT Deadline pay-per-view results, GCW Highest in the Room pay-per-view results, AEW Ring of Honor, WWE, NXT, NWA, MLW, GCW, RevPro, CMLL, AAA, New Japan, and Pro Wrestling Noah, etc., etc. CMLL World Historic Welterweight Champion and MLW World Middleweight Champion Rocky Romero defeated Mascara Dorada to retain the CMLL World Historic Welterweight Championship and MLW World Middleweight Championships. NJPW Princess of Princess Champion Miyu Yamashita, defeated Delmai Exo to retain the NJPW Princess of Princess Championship. MLW National Openweight Champion Ricky Shane Page defeated Jimmy Lloyd to retain the MLW National Openweight Championship. MLW Women's World Featherweight Champion Janai Kai defeated Maki Ito to retain the MLW Women's World Featherweight Championship. MLW World Heavyweight Champion Alex Kane defeated Matt Cardona to retain the MLW World Heavyweight Championship. Bumaye Fight Club defeated MLW World Tag Team Champions the Second Gear Crew via disqualification. MLW World Tag Team Champions Second Gear Crew retain the MLW World Tag Team titles. AEW International Champion Orange Cassidy defeated Angelico to retain the AEW International Championship. CMLL National Welterweight Champion Magia Blanca defeated Fugaz to retain the CMLL National Welterweight Championship. Impact Tag Team Champions Ace and Bay Club defeated Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers to retain the Impact Tag Team titles. Impact Digital Media Champion Tommy Dreamer defeated Diener to retain the Impact Digital Media Championship. GCW Tag Team Champions Violence is Forever defeated Masha Slamovich and Rina Yamashita to retain the GCW Tag Team titles. GCW World Champion Blake Christian defeated Starboy Charlie to retain the GCW World Championship. NWA Junior Heavyweight Champion Colby Corino defeated Joe Acasio, to retain the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. NWA United States Tag Team Champions the Brothers of Funstruction defeated the Immortals via disqualification. The Brothers of Funstruction retained the NWA United States Tag Team titles. NXT North American Champion Dragon Lee defeated Tyler Bate to retain the NXT North American Championship. That draws to a conclusion round 3 in title matches. Be sure to listen to this particular podcast again in case you missed your favorite promotion and whether or not its champion retained or if a new champion was crowned. We are at the end of round 2 wrestling and we are moving into round 4 Did You Know? Did You Know are little bits of information and facts about the wrestling world you may or may not have known about. You gotta love the bell. Did you know Lou Thez once teamed with Koko B. Ware? It happened in Memphis, Tennessee in April of 1978. It was just Koko's 7th official match as a pro. Did you know in 1987, Kurt Angle's senior year in high school, the WWF and Koko B. Ware attempted to recruit Angle to join the company after winning a state title in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Kurt told them, quote, "No thanks." And did you know El Santo forbade his son to use his moniker as a luchador until he agreed to graduate college? For the first 8 months of his career, El Hijo del Santo wrestled as El Korak. After completing his studies and graduating with a degree in communication science, El Santo agreed to allow his son to use his name and mask as El Hijo del Santo. That draws to a conclusion, round 2 wrestling. I am your host, SlimmDa KID, and I personally want to thank you for tuning into this brand new podcast. Be sure to tune in next week for our Christmas special as I bring you more news, more rumors, and more results from the world of professional wrestling. Round 2 Wrestling is brought to you by SlimmDa KID and Spreaker.com.